we had landed a big project for Marvel. And I'll never forget this. Amazon exec was like,
Someone said Walking Dead?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
That's how I first launched my agency.
What'd you do with them?
I was recently shooting with Meltzer. You cannot let him watch this. He's gonna be so mad.
I've never had a problem with money. Like, give me some more.
Come on.
Give me some more. If you talk about godless.
That makes me want to cry.
Dude, like, that's
really does.
godless.
So my wife and I own the largest Christian clothing brand.
How do you keep cracking home runs? Everything you do ends up the largest, the biggest.
And I've had some pretty dark moments. I'm gonna share a story. I don't think I've ever shared this before. We were so poor. 8 years ago, I had cancer. I thought I was dead. We need to get you into emergency immediately. Went back in 60 days later for scans, and they were like, we don't know what to tell you, but the polyps are gone. Oh, you know what's funny? It's funny. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm even gonna say this. Oh man. Listen, where's the camera? You gotta edit that out.
What it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs today in the studio, folks. As always, I brought a real treat for you, but this time I would say it's a double treat. My man, Edward Tomasi in the house.
Come on, let's get it, how we live it.
Hey, and if you guys don't know this dude, then you've been living under a rock. Or maybe it's because, dude, a lot of things that you do are behind the scenes.
Yeah.
He's a behind the scenes guy. He's a creative mastermind behind campaigns for Marvel, Amazon, NFL, Walmart, and ultimately the guy who can force a brand to stop being invisible. Edward Tomasi is the chief creative officer at Open, the agency that's ultimately turning stale marketing into cinematic experiences. Director, producer, you've worked across commercials, music videos, feature films like Run Like Hell, The Girl and the Hunter, and The Firefly. Someone said Walking Dead?
Yeah. That's how I first launched my agency, was the Walking Dead franchise.
What'd you do with them?
Oh, well, listen, it was like 15 years ago, I started my first production company. And at that time, the Walking Dead franchise, you've watched The Walking Dead, right?
Who hasn't?
Okay, anything with a zombie, I can get into it. They had just released, and nobody had ever seen engagement like this. The viewership was unreal. So I said to my wife, they're going to be our first client. And she was like, okay, honey. And again, this is 15 years ago where stalking people was a lot harder. Social media wasn't so big. It took me 2 days of online stalking to find the dude in charge of marketing for the Walking Dead franchise. And I cold called him. I was like, hey, my name's Ed. This is my agency. This is what I do. And he was like, hey, man, I'm not interested. And I was like, well, listen, are you open to sitting down to coffee? And this dude's from Jersey, right? So he was like, did you not hear me? And in that moment, I was like, I just got to jump into my pitch. I did. And 2 or 3 times, he was like, you know, hold up, wait a minute. I just rolled through it. I finished. And there's like 5 seconds of silence that felt like an eternity. And everything in me was jumping out to be like, are you still there? But I sat in it, and he comes back and he's like, you know what, man? I dig it. Let's grab coffee. So 1 week after that phone call, we were sitting down to coffee. And 2 weeks after that, we were on set shooting the first promo for the Walking Dead franchise.
Now, what's the lesson, ladies and gentlemen? What's the lesson? See, I got a couple of things I would observe in that conversation. Number one, you didn't take no for an answer.
Never. Yeah.
Number two, I bet you it's because of your energy that he said, okay, come on. Because your energy is like positive, outgoing, electric. And I believe personally that, you know, people's energy matters.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you believe in yourself, more than anybody else, right? You have to believe in yourself more than anybody else. But I feel like so often people go out and they try and sell a company, a thing, a service. But nobody likes, it is what it is. Nobody likes a sales rep. So when you go in and you're selling yourself, it changes the perspective. Everything's different. Now you're a trusted expert. Now you're looking to add value to their life versus selling a thing. And so that's my approach to everything.
And selling yourself, I almost want to replace that with being yourself.
Yeah.
Because it is selling, but I think everything's selling in life. How related to your success do you think the ability to sell, close, and persuade people has been?
You know, I think it's what you said. I think it's just being authentic. We live in a world now where everything, you got to question everything. Is it fake? Is it AI? And so when you're your true authentic self, when you come across like, this is who I am, this is what I'm bringing to the table, I think people feel that difference when you're just real.
That energy.
Yeah.
That authenticity. That's a frequency, by the way.
Oh, listen. I've had people talk to me about frequencies. I recently was working on a project with Tom. Oh gosh, you're gonna have to edit this out. Tom Metzer? No.
Who is he?
Meltzer. I was recently shooting with Meltzer. You cannot let him watch this. He's gonna be so mad.
Is it David Meltzer?
Dave Meltzer. Yes, I was shooting with him. Oh man. Listen, where's the camera? You got to edit that out. He'd be so mad if I mess up his name.
Hey, by the way, we don't edit the show.
Oh, shoot.
Hey, I cannot release it, or we can start over, or you can let it flow.
Oh, shoot, we're let it fly. Well, listen, I was shooting with him recently, and he was going on and on about frequency, and he was like, "Man, I love your frequency," and I never heard that before. I genuinely get excited about life, like what I'm doing. I'm grateful to be alive.
Well, again, dude, my secret that I always share with people that makes them freak out. Matter of fact, we were talking about Cameron Haynes. This is the video he's talking about. I said it authentically one day, and it sounded so good. They made a viral clip about it, but it's about that. I said, if I gave you $1 million, how would you feel? People are like, oh man, that'd be relief. And I'd be pumped. And I said, but if you couldn't wake up the next day, would you take it? Well, of course not. So then you actually realize that just waking up is worth more than $1 million. And if you think about it, it's worth more than 10 million. Yeah. So how come you don't act the same way every day you wake up?
Yeah.
Because it's almost like you are receiving something more valuable than the shit you would freak out about.
Come on.
But it's just life. Yeah. You're taking it for granted. So I wake up every single day and I'm instantly shifting my energy to gratitude. Like I literally, and I'm not just saying it, I literally feel the same way.
Yes.
I'm like excited just to be alive. Guess what? There's no such thing as a bad day when your eyes open.
You know what? I wish more people could feel that, like truly feel that to their core.
Yeah.
When you wake up in a place of gratitude, when you just take time to be grateful for all that you have, it changes the perspective on your entire life. And perspective is everything.
Yeah, but you know what people are going to say, especially about you? And they say it about me too. Well, that's easy for you to say, Ed.
Sure.
When you got all that money.
Yeah. You know what I would say to that though, right? I grew up, I'm going to share a story. I don't think I've ever shared this before. I grew up a single mom, me and my brother, and first 8 years of my life, we were in a trailer park in Central Florida. We were so poor, right? We were living off food stamps. That's how we got groceries. And I'll never forget, there was this tax that the grocery store isn't supposed to charge when somebody pays with food stamps. And one time the grocery store charged this tax, and my mom went to the manager and she's like, hey, you weren't blah, blah. They start arguing, and my mom gets to the point where she's yelling. And the grocery store manager was like, ma'am, it's 13 cents. And she's like, I know. Right? So to be in a place where pennies genuinely matter, right? If I can get to where I'm at today, literally from nothing, I've never taken a handout. I get it. People are going to have excuses. Everybody has an excuse.
Why do you think that is though?
Why do they have excuses?
Yeah. I mean, like how come me and you, because again, I came from a very similar background. Yeah. How come me and you seem to have done just fine?
I think it's, I describe it as the art of hustle. When you want something bad enough, right? I think half the time it's just changing your why. If your why is big enough, the how will figure it out every single time, right? I think people need to start trading out comfort for what's meaningful. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Easier said than done though. Cause I mean, while you're out making movies and being all cool, I'm over here working with the rank and file. Cause what I'm trying to do is get other people to succeed.
Yeah.
And it's not, it just blows my mind when I'm talking to somebody with the simplicity that I explain things. Yeah. I keep shit simple. And they just, their own mind blocks it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, you don't understand. That's cool for you, but for me, well, that's not going to work because it's like, dude,
excuses. You can't want it more than they want it for themselves.
It makes no sense. It's
yeah.
And dude, I know that you're into the Lord.
I am. Yeah.
Have you always been?
No. I met my wife in college. I had never been to church. And I only started going to church because I wanted to date her. And she was the first girl I met who was like, these are my morals. This is what I believe in. And then she actually stuck to that. And so I actually gave my life over to Christ in college at Campus Crusade for Christ. I had no clue what it meant. We moved out to LA, started doing some missionary work. And man, when you see God at work, when we are truly his hands and feet, that's when it connected. And it was like a light switch went off. And I was like, oh, this is what it means. This is what the good word means. And so now I'm at a point in my life where if it glorifies God, I'm all in. And if it doesn't glorify God, I want nothing to do with it.
That's a good way to be.
Yeah.
Easy for you to say though, now that you're rich.
Hey, listen, rich is all perspective, right? We're here. We're smiling, having fun. It's perspective.
Hey,
right?
let me ask you this question, because people are always surprised when I answer it the way I do. I want to see what your answer is. You remember being broke?
Yeah.
Was it that bad?
Life was so much more simple when I was broke.
Yeah, but was it terrible?
No.
That's me. Like, people are like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, broke wasn't that bad. I had fun broke.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I got what I needed. There was always food. I mean, yeah, it got rough sometimes, but dude, it was fun. And people are like, how can you say that?
The more money you have, the more problems that come.
That I disagree with.
How?
Okay, let me ask you.
It.
Okay, you have problems, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, if I got rid of all your money, would you have more or less?
Well, when you put it like that,
would you have more?
I'd have a lot more.
Okay.
A lot more.
Then it ain't. Never say that again, Ed.
All right, fair enough.
Okay, it ain't more money, more problems. That's the lie we're telling people.
I got 99 problems.
Yeah, but that's just a lie that people believe. And believe it or not, dude, it's their mind, if you ask me,
mindset.
That's stopping them from believing in themselves, then making them liking themselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes, bro, it's their self-image is so poor,
yes,
they'll never outperform it. So they literally have to fix their self-image before they ever can fix their outside.
100%. I mean, that's a bomb right there. That's it.
But that's wise, because they hear these things that people just believe. More money, more problems.
Yeah.
Bullshit. That's bullshit. Okay, I've had problems,
maybe different problems,
and money usually solves them.
Different problems.
I've never had a problem with money. Like, give me some more.
Come on.
Give me some more. Like, dude, I can handle the problems. Okay, I would rather have problems with money than problems with no money. So at the end of the day, money solves problems because it gives you options and resources and access you wouldn't normally have. You get invited to shit you'd never get if you were just Ed the bagger at frickin' a grocery store.
That's valid. That's true. Part of it, I honestly think you're spot on in what you're saying, but it's culture, right? It's this victim mentality. And I think that's where we're seeing so many issues right now. An entire generation coming up feeling like they're owed something.
One time I Googled or ChatGPT, hey, what would you do if you were the devil to stop me from succeeding? And one of the things, he gave me 10 things that said, I'd fill your head with doubt and fear. And dude, I got the chills reading it because I didn't ever realize, like, you believe in God, but you don't really focus on the devil. But if you believe in God, well, then you have to believe in the devil.
Yeah.
So what would the devil do to keep me down? And basically, I'd fill your mind with doubt and fear. And I'm like, shit, I've felt that.
Yeah.
I'd surround you with the wrong people. Oh, yeah. I'd give you a victim mentality. I'm like, dude, this is exactly what the problem is.
Yeah.
And he went through like 10 things. And one of them is, I would erode your confidence. I'd whisper like, you're not good enough. You didn't graduate. And a lot of people think the devil's evil and it's going to sound evil in your head. It doesn't. It's, dude, you work hard, bro. Play the game.
I think there's a balance to that too, though, right? Because I think when you start seeing success, when you change your perspective, I think you see the most immediate success, and most immediate impact, right? But I think that can make you soft too. And so I think
if you let it,
Marcus Aurelius, have you heard the story about Marcus Aurelius?
I haven't heard it yet.
Okay. I'm gonna share it.
I'll tell you after you tell me.
Okay, deal. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful Roman emperors of all time, man, he had everything: power, wealth, glory. He used to go on these parades. He'd stand in a chariot and go down these streets, tens of thousands of people just line up screaming his name. And he would have one of his servants ride in the chariot behind him. And every few seconds, a servant would lean forward.
You're just a man.
You're just a man. Come on. That type of humility can keep you sharp, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean.
And so I think the moment you start thinking like, I am the man, that right, the devil's going to use that.
True.
However, you're going to have that fall.
True. However, I wouldn't need somebody to remind me I'm doing a good enough job on my own. Like, in other words, the fact that he needed someone to remind him, like,
Yeah.
do you need someone to remind you that you're just a man?
Oh, my kids tell me every day.
I know, but like, do you ever get caught up in it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
See, I don't. I was just saying before we started this, like, dude, people act like I'm a celebrity. And I'm like, I'm not a celebrity. And they're like, come on, dude, you're playing humble. I'm like, no, I'm not. It's just like, I see celebrities as Tom Brady, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, movie stars, singers, rock stars, not freaking some dude with a couple million followers on social media. Like, that's not a celebrity to me.
You get stopped in the airport. You're at celebrity status.
I know,
now.
but I'm celebritized. There's a difference.
That's valid. I
wonder Rick on Walking Dead?
What?
Rick on Walking Dead. I don't know what his real name is, but his character's Rick, Rick, the main dude in Walking Dead.
Yeah.
If he walked by, everybody would freak out.
Yeah.
Why? Because that's a celebrity.
Yeah.
I'm not a celebrity. So I don't think I'd need the person reminding me, because I remind myself too much. And maybe it's too much was where I was going with it. Like, it sounds like Marcus Aurelius needed, because, it's easy. And he had tens of thousands. Like, see, I'm not rolling around getting
Come on,
mobbed.
if every day you were coming in the office and you had people lined up.
I might need a reminder then.
Yeah, I'll ride in the chariot and I'll just lean in. You're just Brad. You're just Brad.
I'm just still basking in the glow of showing up with lines of people to meet me.
I wonder, though, if part of that is because you do love Jesus, right? Like, you have that foundation. And I think that having a faith like that keeps you grounded. And man, we're living in a godless society right now in a lot of ways. Some of the stuff going on.
Scary. How bad. Is that what In God We Must brand is doing?
Wow, the transitions you make. Did you guys see that? Is smooth. That was smooth. You are good at what you do.
Well, we are living in a godless society. Yeah. I mean, dude, I've got a guest coming on. She's 19, OnlyFans, makes 20-30 million a year. Her parents' manager.
Oh.
If you talk about godless.
That makes me want to cry.
Dude, like, that's really godless. And I can't wait to talk to her, because I don't hold shit against people.
Yeah.
People can be whatever they want. I just don't understand the choices people make. If they don't believe, well, then that's the godless part. They must not. How would you do this and manage it for her if you believe that, hey, in a very short time, by the way, blink of an eye when you really look at it.
Oh, yeah.
You're about to sit in front of Jesus.
Yes.
And God, by the way. I think there's two entities there. And be judged. And dude, you will be judged.
Yeah.
And how are you going to explain that?
That's tough, right? It's like this massive, just to go back to what you're saying, how quick it is, right? The blink of an eye, massive wall. And you just take a pen and put one drop, one little dot. That's our life. It is so quick. So trying to find purpose and create legacy and all of those, like, what really matters in life.
Help people.
I want to come in and pray for this girl, right? Like, that hurts my heart. It really does. That the entire OF industry, I think, is sad. I do.
Yeah. Well, it didn't start out to be that.
Yeah.
I read a story. I don't know if it's true, because you don't know what the hell's true in social media and media.
Yeah.
How do you combat the godlessness and do your part? I would just assume it's In God We Must. Because just in the name of that brand, it's like, dude, In God We Trust is obviously the wordplay. But yours is In God We Must.
We must. Yeah, we're at a point in life where I feel like in God we must. So my wife and I own the largest Christian clothing brand. It's a streetwear brand, right? So like the shirt I have on, or some of the bracelets, the jewelry.
How do you keep cracking home runs? Everything you do ends up the largest, the biggest.
But God, right? But God. I really believe that. I think that the favor
but God, you said?
But God. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, there's no other way it could have happened but God. And so much of what's happened in my life, I say, but God. If it wasn't for God, this wouldn't have happened.
Well, the only struggles I have with that is he gave you free will. He gave me free will.
Yeah.
So you made choices, bro. It wasn't God making those choices because he gave you those choices. So you made the choices, not God. God gave you the ability to make choices.
Yeah.
God isn't magically helping you.
I think he is.
He can't be. Then why ain't he helping me? Why ain't he helping other people? Why is he helping these Satan worshiping people that are multi-billionaires? Do you know that there's some real billionaires that are like evil shit? They worship Lucifer.
100%. Yeah.
Then you get fighters, 2 fighters that love Jesus. One gets his teeth kicked in. God didn't love him that day? No. It's because, and they both thank him and they both, give power to him. That's all fun and good. But if you really read the scripture, you'll realize that he gave us the choice. And it's free will, bro. You can love him, you can hate him,
100%.
You can believe him or you can disbelieve. You can do or you can not do. That is 100% your choice. So how can you say it's him when it's you making those choices? Yeah. It is not him making your choices, Ed.
Well, I think we're in a broken world, right?
I agree.
And so there's sin, there's brokenness, but I think through Jesus, there's restoration, there's wholeness, there's completeness. But
and again, not to take away anything from God.
Yeah.
But when you say, well, it's him, well, then I wonder, well, why ain't he helping me the same? What's wrong with me?
Man, I have so many questions.
Why Ed Tomasi?
Yeah.
Can you answer us, please?
Yeah, but look at where we are. Look at all that you've created. I would make a case that but God, right?
Well, I do too, by the way, just for the record.
Yeah.
But I want people to think, Ed, it's about choices, man. And it's not God making your choices. That's a fact.
It's not, but when you're in the Word, right? Once you get into the Bible,
you have a relationship with him.
It's all about the relationship.
Well, I think the relationship causes you to make better choices. He might open some doors, he might bless and protect, and because I think he does us all. But the choices are yours.
The choices are mine. I think it takes more faith to believe just poof, all of this in perfect harmony and goodness happened. I think that takes more faith. But when you're in God's favor, when you're praying, when you're talking to him daily, I believe he can do miracles in your life. And I really believe that each one of us perfectly created with a purpose on our life.
And yours? What is your purpose, you believe?
To bring more people to the kingdom, to share the gospel. And so, going back to what you said, right? In God we must. This is one of our shirts. I am the 100, right?
What does that mean?
He left the 99 for the 1. So I am the 100th. And so part of the reason why we make the merch we do.
Well, how come that doesn't say I am the 100th?
Oh, we're trying to be creative.
Why doesn't it say I am the 1?
I think I need you to come in and help us design some merch.
Well, I'd love to, by the way. And I am the 1.
Yeah.
The 1 what? The 1 he came for.
Yeah.
Because again, I heard that story, by the way, and tell me if you think the same thing. Basically, the 99 are fine. I'm going to get the lost one.
Yeah.
The 99 are fine. Is that what he meant by that?
I don't know if it's that the 99 were fine, but the lost, right? The 1, man, I'm telling you, in your darkest hour, he'll meet you there if you call out to him. I've experienced in my life, right? And I've had some pretty dark moments.
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, it's social media, right? You see the glitzy stuff, right? Right. Like 8 years ago, I had cancer. I thought I was dead. I thought I was at the road.
Yeah. You thought you had it.
Oh no, I had it. I thought I was dead, but yeah, I had cancer.
They diagnosed you?
Oh yeah.
Do you think it was parasites or do you think it was miraculously healed?
I don't know if any of the above, but yeah. So a buddy of mine, Furious Pete, shout out to Furious Pete. I love you, man. He's a OG YouTuber. He had gotten testicular cancer and was posting about it. I had discomfort and I went in to see my doctor. You ready for this? This is wild. This is Kaiser Permanente. I'm gonna put you on blast right here. I won't call the doctor by name. I went in to see my doctor and I was like, hey, I have some discomfort. Can you check this out? He looks and he's like, oh, 100%. You're good. You don't have cancer. I was like, are you sure? He's like, listen to me. I'm giving you you are clear. You do not have cancer. I was like, all right, cool.
Well, don't you think it was a dead giveaway when he said, if you did, they wouldn't taste that way.
No comment. No. Listen, I had cancer.
Hold on. I'm going to get killed for interrupting stories because I always get people going, let the guy finish. But again, it's a conversation, and conversations go both ways.
100%.
But I want to go back. So he said, you don't have cancer. You're in there. You got an exam. He said, no, it's not cancer.
I'm about to walk out. And I'm like, you know what, doc? Forgive me. Give me grace. My wife has been, he was like, if it would make you feel better, I'll put an ultrasound, but I'm telling you, you don't have cancer. I was like, all right, cool. He was so confident that I didn't have cancer that I didn't go and get checked out. I probably waited 3-4 months until it became more and more uncomfortable. And when I finally went in to get checked, it was like, we need to get you into emergency immediately. And so they went in, they took one of my boys, and when I finished, they do scans and they're like, hey, you have polyps on your lymph nodes. We want to go and do some localized radiation. And at that point, my wife and I felt like, no, well, we're going to go to God with this. And so we started fasting, juice fast, water fast, praying like we had never prayed before. Went back in 60 days later for scans, and they were like, we don't know what to tell you, but the polyps are gone.
That's God.
But God.
That one is for sure. Because again, dude, listen, he can heal. And it's documented in many cases and it's the faith that healed too.
I know some people, right? My wife's mother, right, had more faith than anybody she's ever met. And she passed away when my wife was 13 years old. I don't have answers for that, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know why some people are healed and some aren't.
Well, again, if you ask me, by design, I think, maybe if your mom's mom wouldn't have died, she wouldn't be your wife. You wouldn't have the kids. You wouldn't be on the road. You wouldn't help who you help. You wouldn't have done who you did. Because, dude, that literally changes the whole entire thread of time.
Yeah.
One person not being there versus being there would change everything.
Yeah. So it just adds to the list of questions that I have for when I hopefully go up to heaven someday. I got a list of questions for him.
Well, I have one because my big passion is to help abused children.
Yeah.
The helpless. And I always ask, well, if there's a God, why would they let that little 2-year-old get mutilated and murdered and all the shit that happens to little tiny,
it's bad,
helpless kids?
Yeah.
And I've thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And there's only one answer that I think is probable that would justify it. And I'm wondering when I get there, I'm going to ask. Yeah. But does that make you curious as to what I think?
Oh, yeah, I'm ready for it. I want to hear what you think.
Tune into the next episode.
No, come on.
Just joking. But no, in reality, here's what I think. I think, now you gotta bear with me. Number one, you're God. Okay. Yeah. You already know that these little human flesh meat sacks that my little spirits are down there controlling, which by the way, we are beings. Our body is not us. Yeah. So we're a being.
Yeah, our soul.
So we are in a body.
Yep.
He knows that that's just a little temporary experience he's given us. The second that little 2-year-old gets mutilated, it's like, it's nothing. Literally.
Yeah.
They're not hurt. They're not anything. And you don't know that because we're human. So we think, oh, how sad. But in reality, it's nothing. But more importantly, whoever did it, okay, he promised that person free will too. So he's not going back on his promise, and he's not stopping anything from happening because he's letting everybody have the free will that he promised.
That's it.
And he gave, which is the power. If you ask me, the real power is the power of choice. And it's the free will that he gave us, but nobody knows how to wield it. I mean, some figure it out, but nobody knows that that's the power. And he also knows that, guys, that's nothing. You're so sad for this little baby who now is like with me. Like, why are you so sad for a little mutilated piece of meat? When in reality, that guy who just did it is now revealed and he will pay. So all of a sudden we're sad because we're so unknowing. That's number one. He gave us free will. How's he going to stop me from making a choice that I want to make? So he's keeping his word. And he also knows, dude, that's nothing. Like, in other words, once you see what's real and what's big picture and like you finally are there, you're going to be like, oh, like when people die. Imagine, you say your mom died?
My wife's mom, yeah.
Your wife's mom.
Yeah.
So imagine when she died, right? She opens her eyes, realizes she's gone, and guess who's looking right at her?
Yeah.
You and your wife.
Right, infinite.
Because there's
Instant.
no time.
Yeah.
So when you die, you think everybody is sad and you're missed and they're overlooking you. You're there too. You just don't know it because there's no time there.
You're tapping into something interesting too, right? I've heard a lot of people speak on this, right? Like some people are like, oh, you know, my loved ones are watching down on me. But if there's no time, is it instant? And so
I hope so.
I really do too.
Because I wouldn't want to be missed or to miss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially a child. Like one of your children, I don't know how tough that must be, but I hope I never have to deal with it.
Yeah, I cannot imagine what that would be like.
Well, some people have had to imagine, and it basically causes them to question God.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, because I would too. And then I would just think to myself, like, maybe like it's nothing once we see that it's nothing. We just think it's something because we're in the human experience.
Yeah, our flesh.
But so in God We Must is just a clothing brand?
Yeah, it's a yes.
Or is it a movement?
You know, I don't want to put too much weight on it. It's a clothing brand.
Let's make it a movement.
I'm down to make it a movement. But the intention behind the brand is it starts conversations. And so each piece is a conversation starter. So some of them are on the nose, right? Like a big cross on the back and it says Jesus saves. But then others, your mentality is your reality, or so I smile. All these different styles where we have a lot of non-believers buy our merch and they'll email us or jump on Instagram after and they're like, yo, I didn't even realize it was a Christian brand. Somebody came up and they were like, oh, this or this. And so it starts conversations, right? And so if we can just be a part of planting a seed where somebody just buys a t-shirt. And so that's why I don't want to put too much weight on any merch, but it's the conversations that happen. It's planting a seed that creates a conversation. And, you know, when I get to heaven someday, how cool would it be if somebody comes up and they're like, hey, I'm here because I bought a shirt and it started a conversation.
Can I design a shirt?
Yeah. Right now?
Yeah. What I would do is I would just any t-shirt.
Okay.
And then right over here, I want the image of a name tag.
Okay.
Just a name tag like you would put on if you worked at a store.
Yeah.
And then I want it to say Bob.
Bob.
Yeah. Just Bob. What's the significance? Remember what we talked about in the green room?
Yeah.
And I gave you an example.
Yeah. Yeah. Hit me with it again. That's spot on. I'm going to design the shirt now. So
but I mean, like people won't know because like that's real deep. But at the end of the day, the conversation was very simple. I said, you know, how long have you been into God? And he says, you know, I went to Jesus a long time ago. And I said, well, how well do you know Jesus? And he said, well, dude, like he's in the core of everything I talk about every single day. Yeah. Like, dude, I know him well is what he was getting at. And I said, well, then what's his name? And then he looked a little confused for a second. Then he goes, he's got a lot of them. No, he doesn't.
One.
He has one.
Yeah.
He was given that name by Yahuwah or Yahweh, but Yeshua. And he knew it. And I told him, and then I explained, like when a Chinese guy comes over to America and we can't pronounce his name, we just give him one, which is usually Bob, right? And you see a Chinese guy with a name tag that says Bob. Well, that's a representation that, hey, we couldn't pronounce his name, so we just gave him one. Well, man gave him the name Jesus.
Sure.
His name wasn't Jesus. And that would represent the same principle. Bob. My name's not Bob. you could put that too. My name's not Bob.
Come on. I feel it. Why don't you? You know what? I want to add, where is the Dropping Bombs merch line? Where is the 2.0 iteration of Dropping Bombs with merch?
I need a bigger team. I'm going to start building out a team behind the podcast, and then I'll worry about merch. Right now there is no merch. I had one shirt with the Bomb Squad put on it because that's the audience, and I think it's cool. You know, when you go to the crime scene and there's the guys walking around with the Bomb Squad.
The Bomb Squad.
Yeah. But the Bomb Squad shirt was made and it was just put on the back, and then I had a little the logo right here. But again, I've never really promoted merch, but I like your idea of merch better. See, when I heard of In God We Must, I was picturing that's the brand, but you're making cool clothes.
Oh yeah, man. Some of the stuff we're doing is
where do people buy this stuff?
90% of what we sell is direct to consumer, right? So they jump on our website, igwm.co or .com, and we ship it directly to them. Right. Amazon changed the game. So I feel like everyone's expecting that type of speed. And we got a pretty amazing warehouse team. We got a warehouse in Charleston, South Carolina. And so we ship all the merch out of there, and just, you know, small family owned business, but it's just blown up over the last 2 years. Just absolutely blown up.
I think the whole movement is, I think the awakening is happening.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Every day, right? When I was a kid, you would see the person on the side of the road with that sign, "The end is coming, the end is near." And I was like, man, they're crazy. With what's going on in the world nowadays, I'm like, I could see the end being near. But yeah, I think people are waking up every single day. And I think we're seeing it in a younger generation, are hungrier to know Jesus, are hungrier to get in church. And church just doesn't have to be four walls, right? Like right now, we're doing church. I believe we're doing church here.
When two or more gather in his name.
Come on, preach it, Brad.
I could think up some merch for you.
I'll take it.
I have good ideas with things like that. But I never do anything with it because like I don't have a merch line.
Yeah.
But since you do, I'll text you some ideas as I think them up. Okay. I love the Bob idea.
Oh, I'm gonna make it happen. Maybe before this episode even airs, I'm gonna have that Bob shirt on the site. We'll have to come up with some sort of a residual plan.
But people won't know that at all because there's no scripture. That's like
nuanced.
real.
It's nuanced. Yeah, you know what? We do these infinity bracelets. I'm gonna throw this one to you. We can't keep these in stock. The idea with these silicone cross bracelets is you wear it, they start conversations, and when somebody's like, "Hey, that's a cool bracelet," every time I just take it off and I give it to them. And you know, just,
it is cool.
Just planting seeds everywhere we go. So it's these. We have full on jewelry, stainless steel rings, necklaces. We do everything. Hats.
Should you wear it on the watch side or the?
I keep it on the opposite side. I like to keep the watch arm clear. You know. I'm a big watch guy too. This was something I dreamed of as a kid was a Rolly. And so I wear it. It's my daily wear no matter what I'm doing. If I'm in the warehouse grinding it out or I'm hanging out with somebody like you on a podcast, I wear it every day.
What does your day look like now that you don't have to do anything?
Yeah.
But you still do. What does your day look like?
Man, I'm still hustling. I want to create something bigger. I want to create something so my kids have the choice of what they want to do when they're older. And so, and I know I'm like jumping on my soapbox here, so give me grace. Some days I don't want to get out of bed, right? Like I just want to lay in bed, or I want to scroll TikTok. I want to eat cookies and sleep. But my mentality is if I want to beat that guy eating cookies and sleeping, I don't eat cookies and I don't sleep. And when you have that type of mentality, anything is possible. I really believe that.
So how do you take a brand and create a story around it?
Yeah.
Like if someone's listening, I mean, your real, I guess, specialty that has made you successful in the very beginning. What was your first success? You went from trailer park to what?
I mean, the very first one, I bought a lawnmower and my mom was like, "Don't do it." And man, I was doing like $1,000 landscape jobs. I didn't know what I was doing. So, you know, if
But you were knocking on doors, selling land,
I was hustling,
hustling.
door to door. Absolutely. Yeah.
So would you think I was just naturally gifted, or did you develop it somehow?
No. Persistence. You got to be relentless. If you're relentless and consistent with that man, you got to pay the price, right? Every single day. Sometimes that price is sleep. Sometimes it's doing the work when people don't see it. Sometimes it's disappointment, but you got to pay it every single day. And the crazy part is it changes every single day, but you got to pay that price because the alternative is quitting. And that's got one price, regret. And so every single day you got to wake up, like you said it, with gratitude and make the choice that you want to make something bigger. You want to leave a legacy. So that was a long-winded answer to a very simple question. What does my day-to-day look like? Man, I'm in a stage where I'm a father. I got 3 kids. And so I'm trying to lean into it because time is moving so quick. I feel like I can't grasp time right now. My kids are getting so big.
Do you hang out with them a lot?
I do. Yeah. As much as I can. Yeah.
What if you didn't have the money to?
Didn't have the money to hang out with them?
Yeah, because there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there. They're trying to get where you've gotten. And so they're sacrificing time with their kids and justifying it by, when they're older, I'll spend time with them when I have money. I did the same thing, FYI, with my first set of children. I have 7 kids from 4 women.
7 kids? That's incredible.
And everyone says, well, that's like train wreck. It's actually explainable. High school, girlfriend. We only did it once. Boom.
Yeah.
About a year and a half later, boom. Now there's 2. I'm 17. So you got 2. Well, you didn't.
Come on, Brad.
Well,
fertile. You're just fertile.
Did you bang in high school? Did you have sex at 17, 18?
You know what? I think the mic was cutting out. You're going to have to ask me that again.
I know that I did. And I know that I thought everybody else did.
It got hot in here. You know what? Here's how I'll answer that. I didn't come to know the Lord until college. So I was living a wild life for those first 20 years of my life.
Okay. So that doesn't make me a train wreck or white trash. Everybody was doing it.
Yeah.
So I just happened to be efficient.
I'm going to start using that just efficient.
Dude,
okay.
2 times, 2 babies. Like there was no, we did it for months.
Yeah.
1 time, bam, baby. 1 time, bam, baby. And it only takes 1 time, as you know. And then I got married and had 2 boys. But then she just really wanted to be the boss so badly that she was not relenting. She was, in other words, she was relentless about, I am in charge. Well, I don't deal with that. We had a divorce, but 2 boys with my wife. Like there's nothing white trashy about that. And then my last 3 are with my new wife, which is 16 years old. Not the wife, the marriage.
I really appreciate you giving that caveat for me and the viewers because I paused for a split second there.
No,
what?
The marriage.
Okay.
We've been together 16. Sounds like
incredible.
New. 16 is not that new, but we have 3. So that's 7 from the 4.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, sounds like I'm a train wreck with that type of background. But dude, I've had several opportunities to learn. Yeah. So the first 2, dude, I wanted to get rich. I'll worry about them later.
Yeah.
Loser. I wish I didn't. The second one, it was so similar. Like, I'll be around when they need me.
Yeah.
And I got to get rich. So when they need cars, I'll have the money to give it to them, which by the way, they did need cars and I did have the money to give to them. So I don't really regret that because dude, what if I couldn't buy my kid a car and he needed one? Now, some people would say that's good for him. What's your thought?
Well, I'm going to give you an answer that's a non-answer, if I'm being honest, right? 20 years from now, our kids, right? When you and I are going to meet Lord Jesus Christ, our kids aren't going to wish we had given them an extra car or a little more money in inheritance. They're going to wish we spent more time with them. We played with them more. And so I'm going to be honest, I don't know if there's a true work-life balance, but my mantra and what I did the last 10 years to get to where I'm at today, you got to do what other people won't today so you can live like other people can't tomorrow. I think that's what it comes down to. Come on. I need this in my house.
Yeah. Well, then I'd have to be the one that presses it because I get to decide what the bombs are.
Fair enough. I appreciate that.
Now, so I guess I didn't pay attention when I asked. Oh yeah, you did. You said lawnmower, but that wasn't rich. So you were a hustler. You started, mowing lawns and doing the thing. But when did you start making money to where the point where you sold out, exited an actual company?
Oh, sure.
What was the first one?
Right. It was Facehead. It was Facehead Media. Started that almost 15 years ago now.
And it was a digital marketing agency?
Digital marketing agency. Yeah, man. We were just hustling. I really believe if you're relentless, right? I know I say that a lot, but it's how I live my life. And so every opportunity creates another opportunity. And if you love life and you love people and you come to everything you do with an excitement, people feel that. Like people want that. And so
would that be an energy
or a frequency? Meltzer, I said it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's an energy.
Yeah, it is. People can feel it.
Yeah.
It's enthusiasm, it's certainty, it's excitement. Like they want to be around that vibrational frequency.
Yeah. But I also think it needs to be authentic, right? Because you meet a lot of people where they have that energy, but it almost feels like a used car salesman. Sometimes I meet people, we get into conversation, and I know I can come across fake at times because I'm so hyped about life. Like I love life. I'm grateful to be alive every day. And so that was the mentality with Facehead Media. We had landed a big project for Marvel. And through a friend of a friend, they were like, hey, Ed, you got to meet this person. It was right when Amazon was partnering with the NFL to stream Thursday Night Football. And we went and we pitched that account. We had no business being in that room. The agency just wasn't big enough. And I'll never forget this. Amazon exec was like, I don't even know what you're pitching, but I like your energy. So we'll give you a shot. And so we won that contract, and we were creating sometimes 40 to 70 pieces of content on a weekly basis for Thursday Night Football. And we just rolled that into one opportunity, into another opportunity, until it got to a point where, I started to learn terms like EBITDA, right? Like I don't even know what that is. And, starting to your point, once you have money, you can start looking at like what's really important. And so decided to sell it. One of the largest PR firms in upstate New York came in and bought it. They just wanted our book of clients.
Did you have to stick around?
For 3 years? But it was so interesting. It was like they wanted to own these accounts. And so I don't know if they really utilized me. So in those 3 years, I was able to go and create a bunch of other things that weren't competitive and to be really careful with non-competes. But was able to go out and create other stuff and do some passion projects.
With a little coin in your pocket.
Was that
the first time you were technically wealthy or rich or past $1 million?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was it.
So you were never a millionaire before that move?
No. No, I wasn't.
You were living normal?
Yeah, man. I remember, as a kid, I wanted to be the richest man alive. I wanted to have it all. And it's so funny, perspective, it changes constantly. And, I know how this sounds, but once that first million hits the account, it was like I thought I would feel different. Like I've made it, But I think at every level, there's a shininess, a glossiness to it. You accomplish something big, you do something awesome. But pretty quickly, it wears away. And it's like, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? And so again, I know how this sounds. It's kind of cheesy. I would say, but God, this clothing brand.
You have a shirt that says, but God? I'm sure you do.
You know what? We don't. We don't have a shirt that says, but God. I say it enough. We probably should, but no, we don't. We don't.
Dude, how many shirts do you have?
We got a lot. We got a whole warehouse full.
And you haven't thought of, but God? You say it.
Come on.
And that would make people, but God what? But God.
Yeah. Starts conversations, right?
Well, it wouldn't be possible. How about without God?
Yeah, but God.
If I had a shirt and I saw a person with a shirt that said "without God," I would think they're saying "without God."
Yeah.
But in reality, if you want to start a conversation, that would make me think, well, why without God?
Yeah.
And then it's the opposite. Nothing. without God.
Without God. You know what? Just to go back a minute, you were asking for other young entrepreneurs, right, who are trying to figure out what that balance is, spend time with their kids, but I need to make $1 million, all these things. I think Dave Ramsey says it best. Live differently now so you can live differently later. And so there's always a sacrifice at whether it's family time or it's financial, right? Like it's one or the other. And
you want to know my saying that is literally my saying? And someone said the other day, dude, you didn't make that up. I heard that like years ago. Oh, yes, I have. And yes, I
yeah, hit me with it. I'm going to use it on the next podcast.
Go ahead, but it goes with what you're saying. Like, because there's a price to pay no matter which way you go. That's what people don't understand. So like, how much would you pay for something you don't want? Well, nothing. Well, then why do you do it? What do you mean? Well, there's a price for being fat.
Ooh,
there's a price for being in shape. Yeah. But you're gonna pay a price either way. So why would you pay a price for something you don't want? It just doesn't make sense to me. So yes, there's a price to working out, but there's a price to being fat. I'm not paying anything for that. I don't want that. Well, then I'm not paying any price, which means then there's the deal. There's the best price.
Come on.
So when you think about it like that, it's like you're going to sacrifice one way or the other. So if you don't sacrifice for what you want, what you want becomes the sacrifice. So if you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice.
So why do you think so many people right now aren't willing to pay the price?
Does that make sense though?
It does.
If you don't sacrifice for what you want, you want becomes a sacrifice.
If I could drop a bomb right now, I would. Yeah, come on, let's go.
That to me, it's like, why don't people understand that? Because and then it boils back down to choices.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, you chose to eat the donut. You chose to eat the cereal. You chose to not work out. You chose to cut off early. You chose to ask the girl for her phone number when you were married. You chose to tell your wife to F off when you should have gave her a hug. Those are all choices.
Yeah.
So if you really think about it, like, who makes your choices? Well, I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then who's responsible? I am.
Yeah.
Exactly. Go look in the mirror, get rid of your victim mentality, start understanding that it's the choices that you're making, start making better choices and everything crazy. And you said it earlier, the biggest and fastest way you can change things is just change the way you're looking at it, which is perspective. So that's all I try to do is with the price and the sacrifice.
Accountability. Nobody wants to take accountability these days anywhere.
Dude,
it's an epidemic.
A lot of times, especially when it comes to like cheating, my wife cheated on me. And I always think to myself, what'd you do? What do you mean? I didn't do anything. She just cheated. I loved her and I gave her all the money and I kissed her butt and I did all this and I did all that. Well, then what didn't you do? What do you mean? It was her. Dude, listen, she made her own choice. That's for sure. But I'm telling you, a choice you made, and it could have been you chose her. Was your choice.
Oh man. Savage.
Because dude, if a chick's going to cheat on you, she's clearly not the one you're looking for, because I'm looking for one that won't. So if mine ended up doing it after I did everything, it's still not her fault. Why? It's my fault for choosing the wrong one. It's my fault. My fault. It's my fault. That's a shirt. I see. I'm going to start making dropping bombs merch the same. I thought it just had to have dropping bombs. It doesn't. It could have a meaning on it.
No. You don't even want it to have dropping bombs. Maybe a small logo somewhere. But people love you. They love the show. But they want to rock something unique. They want to feel like they're a part of something bigger than themselves. They want to feel a part of a tribe.
Well, I like the double entendres and the hidden meanings to things.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a cool shirt that someone would wear.
Yeah.
Like my real shirt. Have you ever seen my real shirt? I'll show it to you. It's this logo right here.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one.
Yeah. Everybody, celebrities included, they'll wear them because it doesn't say Brad Lee or anything. It says real.
We put that on a performance tee, right? Something with a stretch to it. I'd rock that all day, every day.
Yeah.
Your first banger right there.
Well, that I have. You can get that on my website, but no, I don't sell millions of them. I don't even know if I sell hundreds of them. People are always like, where do I get a shirt? And I'll send them a link and then I'll come in the next day. Marie, does someone order a shirt? She's like, nope. I'm like, they don't care. But I'm not trying to sell merch. I usually give them away. I mean, I order 500 at a time And then like within a couple of months, they're gone. And I order 500 more and I don't sell them. So it's me giving them away.
Free promotion.
Well, I just like them. They make you look good. They look great on you. But I like yours better. I like the In God We Must. And people go get that igwm.co or .com.
That's it. Yeah.
Then why did the CO?
At some point in the .com boom, people were buying up every acronym out there. And so we had to wait until the brand, we started making money until we could go buy the .com.
Wow.
So now we own them both. But for years it was .co.
Well, go to igwm.co. You also should start a little contest for like, if you pick somebody's brand, there's something to it. Because again, collaborative, there might be someone listening to this show right now that is thinking in their head and wishing they could tell us this on the shirt, which would be your top selling shirt.
Yeah.
And I would like let people try and participate in the success of the movement. Why?
I love that.
Well, I mean, just put a submission thing and it says, what's your idea? And if we use it, we'll send you a G-bone or something.
Come on, man. I respond to almost every single DM that I get, and sometimes they're odd, but I try and respond to every single one.
And it's ed.tomasi.
That's it.
If you guys are IG-ing them, ed.tomasi, Tommasi.
That's it. It helps if you do this with your hand, Tomasi.
Eduardo Tomasi.
Come on, that's it.
So what's next for Ed Tomasi?
Oh man, that's a great question. Yesterday, I'm a diehard Buffalo Bills fan. Bills Mafia, baby. I've been consulting for Anderson Windows for a couple of years, and they asked me recently to speak at a big sales event. Anderson Windows, just a subtle plug here, they sell the best windows in the game. But they had asked me to come speak at their sales conference. And I was like, no, life, minutes in the day, I'm constantly chasing. And then 2 weeks ago, they were like, hey, what if we hold it at the Buffalo Bills Stadium? I'm in. And so I got to go hang out at the Bills Stadium and speak yesterday, which was a real delight. Are you streaming right now? Is this happening? So, I know it sounds cheesy, but I'm at a point now where we've had a certain level of success. I genuinely love people. And so I want to help other people find what success means. And a lot of it is mindset. So I've just been doing a lot of consulting the last 12 months.
Speaking too. You like to speak on stages?
Yeah. I enjoy it. I get a kick out of it.
I get a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of them have like success events and things. Listen to the show. Are you a speaker? Do you like to speak?
I do. Yeah. I anytime I get an opportunity to jump up on a stage, I get excited about it.
Do you charge?
It depends on the event and what the cause is. 50-50. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. If it's got a good cause, a good purpose, I'm all in. And if it glorifies God in any way, I'm 110% in.
Now, do you ever get the people that leverage that, but they're not real?
Yeah.
Because the fact that you said that, I can tell people are going to say, Ed, we're having an event and, praise God and yours in Christ, signing off, brotherly love.
I'm in. I'm already in.
I know, but now you show up and like they're selling tickets and there's no brotherly love anywhere.
Yeah.
They just use it. They leverage it. I've seen people like that.
Yeah. You know what though? Every opportunity like that, I get a chance to glorify God, right? If I can be in a room I wouldn't normally be in, and I get to be a good representation of what faith is, I'm in.
You're a good man, Ed.
I appreciate that. I think you are too, Red.
Do your friends call you Ed, Eddie?
Ed, yeah.
They call you Ed?
Yeah, that's it.
When you were a kid, what'd they call you?
They called me Ed. I got this nickname in high school. I don't even know how it came up, but I'm sure some of my good buddies from high school are going to see this. It was Taco. My nickname was Taco. There's no real story to it. There really isn't.
Do you know Ed Milet?
I do. Yeah. Not personally, but yes.
I'll introduce you.
Okay.
I think he's going to like you.
Okay.
Ed's a good dude. Loves Christ.
Yeah.
Great speaker.
I already like him.
Yeah. And he's a good speaker. He's I'd guess, I don't want to try to put a number on him, but I'd guess he's worth $500 million. very successful over the years in the life insurance game. And then he kind of studied under Tony Robbins a little bit. And now he counsels and coaches some top athletes on mindset and success principles. And he's got a podcast. I think it's called like the Ed Milet Show.
Yeah.
But whoever he hired to do the opening, it says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the Ed Milet Show." and I called him and I'm like, "Dude, why do you keep that?" He goes, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Dude, it says the Ed Milet Show." And he said, "What's it supposed to say?" And I'm like, "Isn't your name Milet?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's what it says." And then he went and listened to it and he called me and he goes, "I've never heard that before."
Come on. You can't change it now.
It's the Ed Milet Show. And it's like, it's not Milet, it's Milet.
Yeah.
But anyway, when are you going to start a podcast?
I don't
Why?
know. I enjoy hanging out with people like you.
Dude, but you could give all the credit to God.
That's true. Minutes in the day. I think, what's funny? It's funny. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm even going to say this. It's funny you mentioned that. A buddy of mine, Josh Walters, one of my closest friends, he's a pastor at our church. I hit him up the other week and I was like, "Hey, do you want to start a weekly show where we're going to eat terrible things?" The list goes on. And he was like, "Why?" I was like, "It'd be fun." And he said, yes. So I wouldn't call it a podcast, but we're going to start doing that soon.
Where do people follow you then?
Instagram is the main place. Yeah.
Guys, this guy's producing also vertical movies.
Yeah.
He's got a lot more going on than we even talked about. The Open, the creative agency built on cinematic storytelling and strategic campaigns for brands like Marvel and whatnot. I don't know if you're looking for business there. He's not really looking for business because he's already exited several companies. How many companies have you built and sold?
Ones that I would be stoked to mention, 6 of them at this point.
And all of them over, big exits.
Over 6 figures. So 7, 8.
What was your lowest one?
Lowest one. Real talk. The lowest one was a color changing swim short company. I think I sold it for $5,000. I just wanted to be done with it.
At least you sold it.
Yeah. Drippy swim trunks. I don't think it's a thing anymore. Yeah.
Well, dude, what if how did it work when it got wet? It changed colors.
Yeah, it would change colors. I thought it was a great. You know what? There was a period of life.
I saw some of that at one point.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was drippy or they copied you or you were copying someone else.
I don't even know. Yeah, all of it. It was kitschy. There was a point in life where I would say yes to everything. So you'd be like, "Oh, why don't you start a podcast?" And be like, yes to everything. But I think I've come to a place of maturity in my life where anything I say yes to means I'm saying no to something else. And so I think the intentionality with anything I say yes to, it's a pretty high bar at this point to be really intentional about it.
Well, then let me ask you this.
Hit me.
Next time you're in Vegas, would you come back on the show?
Of course. Yeah.
See? Yes.
Yes.
There you go, folks. Until he gets back, go follow him. Ed.Tomasi, Tommasi. If you need him or want him, he said he responds to every DM.
Every DM, yeah.
He's got all kinds of shit we didn't even talk about. If you're an entrepreneur, you're growing in business, or you're growing in the word, dude, this guy's genuinely wanting to help you. Just reach out, hit him in the DMs. Tell him you heard him on the Bradley podcast, but make sure you hashtag Bomb Squad, and maybe we'll get him to create a Bomb Squad shirt for the In God We Must brand. Till next time, folks, keep it real.